Good morning. What a pleasure to have all of you here. This has been a culmination of a number of us thinking about reviving this chapter and creating this platform. And I'm touched to see the folks who are in the room and many more who to our community that is late coming in. Yeah, I'm getting texts from people. I'm running late. I'm like, yes, I know. I've got 20 years of experience with you. This to me is as an opportunity to, as much about you as about us. There have many folks over the years have come and talked about the importance and need for a platform like Open. And we are fortunate that we in Chicago, really through a team effort, Zarifa was being too kind. I just had the role of an orchestra leader, but that only works if people are willing to play along. And we've had tremendous help and support. So I speak here to you on behalf of our charter members, on behalf of our executive committee that has just come together in tremendous ways. And none of this would be possible without them. We're also touched by those who have taken time out to be here with us. Is this not working as well? I can project. That's my wife. So, I love what our President Dilawar says when we talked about, who are the right people to involve in Open, and he said, they're the people who don't really need Open. That they have achieved a level of success, a level of security with their own contributions that they really want to now truly give back. And I think that remains the opportunity here. We talk about that if you look at the Pakistani American diaspora community, it is filled with individual success stories. But somehow it doesn't translate into collective success. I don't buy that. I think we just haven't had the chance and the opportunity and a platform to change that. I think to a larger degree it has to do with time and evolution. To some degree it has to do with education, in which we're all blessed. We're sitting in an educational institution. All of us have had the benefit of realizing that as successful as we may be in our individual right, there is something that needs to happen on a collective basis. And that has come into focus ever more this year in America, right? So there's people who say, why do we need to do this? I think the answer is fairly self-evident. And that's the invitation to you all. The invitation to come and join and be part of something so we can have a multiplier effect. As we've seen even just over here today. This was a concept a few years ago. We've had a few runs at this, and then a small group of people said, we're going to make something happen out of this. And you will experience this today of when you bring the right people together, what you can achieve as an entity. So we want to grow from there. I'll be remiss if I don't thank our speakers who've taken time. And you heard Zarifa speak through the agenda. Many of them could have been doing lots of different things today. I won't name each and every one of you, but I really want to thank you. I want to thank you on behalf of the organization. I want to thank you personally, because this only happens when you all take the time and sacrifice. Let's give them a round of applause. Open Chicago should be reflective of the environment that we are in. And you will notice, those of you, and I know there's some friends from other Open chapters who are in the room, each Open chapter, and there are, keep me honest, 12 of them? 11 chapters that exist in the United States and in Pakistan. They've all taken its own form and shape. And I'll be lying to you if we figured out what we want our form to be. But what I do know is that since Chicago doesn't have a primary sector heaviness, meaning an industry focus, we are a diverse economy. which helps when you go through the cyclical ups and downs in the economy, that we're able to bounce back because we've got a healthcare sector, we've got not as much of a financial sector, we've got as much of a small entrepreneur sector, we've got a heavy professional services background, and you can continue adding a manufacturing sector that is trying to revive back into more of a high-tech manufacturing. So all of the sectors exist. And I see, and there are many people here from the medical profession, I see all physicians, in business. They happen to be doctors by background, as evidenced by some members on our charter membership, and but they're also in business because that the business of medicine is very big and strong and growing. So our approach and our invite is broad, and that will be evidenced by the people who we've asked to come join us to be part of this stuff. Entrepreneurship is the core of Open, and that we want to stay true to. But the way and the shape that it takes is going to vary, and in Chicago it'll depend on who all of you, get more involved in it, get engaged with us, and we can take this in the direction that you want to do. So with that said, let me just lay out a couple of things that we've been trying to do, because I get this question. So, what is Open? They're confused by this. So let me try to address it. So very simply, it's a platform for people in the larger Pakistani American diaspora in this area to be involved in aspects of entrepreneurship or their own professional excellence. You can define it in a number of different ways. I want you to experience this rather than me telling you what it is. I think you will go through the day, learn a lot of this stuff, and I'll circle back with you at the end of the day and ask you for things that I think are going to help us. So let the conference itself be a test, and then we'll do an ask at the end, and we'll engage in more conversations on that as the day goes. So I don't want to take up more of our time. I'm getting the signal too. This is good. This is good. It's working. So without further ado, let's move on to the next segment. I wanted to thank you again for being part of it, and let's have some fun.